started with a man whose idea became the plan, helping special people know no limitations. And today, where we stand, his dream is in our hands. We're on the road beyond expectations.
I'm Deb Kurtzner. I'm race director for the Crim Festival of Races, and it's my pleasure at this time to introduce two very important people to the Crim. The first person is Jenny McCafferty. She's with Michigan Runner magazine. Michigan Runner, year after year after year, supports us tremendously, and they're always the sponsor of this little portion of the expo. To speak on behalf of the presenting sponsor of the 2005 Crim Sports and Fitness Expo, the Executive Vice President from Standard Federal Bank, Mr. Jeff Urbanus. Jeff?
He has to stay in elite shape just to maintain his hectic schedule. Please welcome Mr. Jeff Galloway.
First of all, I am very proud to have come up with a run, walk, run method that has allowed a lot of people to improve their times in various distances, from 5K all the way up to a marathon. It's a very simple process, but at the heart of it is the concept that you can assume responsibility and control over your fatigue in advance. The concept is that if you put walk breaks in at a given schedule that's right for you, you can keep erasing fatigue as you go through your run or your race. Those that put this into effect at the beginning find that they're the ones that's passing other people at the end. They are the one that is able to recover very fast, celebrate that evening, and carry on their life activities as they like to do.
Here's what we've got in mind tonight. I want to introduce you to a few people, then I'd like to introduce you to a new fitness program. You heard about it, you read a little bit about it in the paper, probably heard about it. It's called Crim Fit. We want to introduce you to that program. It has grown from 130 participants 11 years ago to 973 participants this year.
First, I'm going to do something that's very seldom done. I'm going to correct Ryan on statistic, and that is, he mentioned that there were 900 some odd, and actually, in our program this year, there were 1,077, broke 1,000, and the bottom line, the difference was our group leaders. And they need to be counted in this program because they're out there every single week. Now, our purpose tonight is to keep you going until the program starts up next spring. And each one of you is going to reach a very significant point in your life on Saturday. It's going to be a race, but it's going to be a commencement ceremony. And you know what commencement means? It means beginning. It's a beginning of the rest of your fitness life.
We have here Olympian Jeff Galloway, who's been associated with the Crim for quite a few years now. Can you talk a little bit about how you got associated with the Crim and now the Crim Fit program?
Well, it's been about 11 years, but I was at a race directors conference in Michigan. At the end of my presentation, which was how training programs can help build races and community awareness, Ann Galt, who had just taken over the reins as race director of Crim, came up and said, you know, I'd like to try this. So we got in touch with one another during the next few weeks and started building the manual and the training program necessary to prepare people who were coming off the couch to the 10-mile Crim. We had great success, very low dropout rate, and people not having injuries, and it just grew from there. And I'm very pleased to be a part of this event. Great event. I've never seen the community response from a community this size, and in fact, I haven't seen anywhere in the world the numbers of people in a training program for one event. So it's very successful.
It's kind of remarkable that you said that. This is maybe the largest training program of its kind in the country?
It is. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any races in Europe or Japan that have training programs that have this many in it.
Now, Jeff, in the early years of the Crim, you actually ran the 10 mile yourself, did you not?
Well, I was competitive back then. That was when I was still in my 20s.
I'll say you're competitive. In fact, one of the American records that you held was the 10 mile record on the track. And isn't that kind of a remarkable coincidence now that the 10 mile here is a marquee event?
Well, the real surprise to me was hearing that last year the winner won in 47:49. That happens to be the exact time that I ran when I broke the American record in running the 10 mile. Now, the difference was that I ran my 10 mile on a track. And of course, this course has hills on it, so it's a lot more difficult.
What would you say makes the Crim special? You mentioned the community.
The biggest change that I've seen is a positive integration of community groups, particularly the kids program that is so grassroots oriented in so many schools around the area. This one program has introduced fitness into the lives of tens of thousands of kids over the years, and in fact, these kids, according to all the research then, are going to be more active as adults. And it's really a fact, according to several surveys that I've seen, that for every person that enters an event like the Crim, they influence around 20 people to change their lives in a positive way through eating more healthily, to getting out and doing some exercise, or other lifestyle habits that make them a healthier person.
Well, Jeff, you've made enormous contributions, and we really appreciate the time you've taken to speak with us today. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
See the pride on every face, oh, in this human race. Hit the bricks and feel the spirit